So, we are back again with second part of what $1 can buy around the world. If you haven't watched the part 1, link is in the description below, make sure to check out. So here we go. Our first destination is Thailand. A bowl of noodles. Since the cost of living in Thailand is low, at least outside of Bangkok, you have lots of options for quick, low-cost meals. The country practically invented street cart dining, and you can't go wrong with a bowl of noodles, especially for the low price of $1. Next destination, Colombia. Arepa. One of the main attractions of the South American country is its wonderful food. You can buy an arepa con queso, a cornmeal cake with cheese, for about 2,700 Colombian pesos from a street vendor. That may sound like a lot, but it's actually $1. You can also buy a cup of coffee, a liter of bottled water, or half a dozen eggs for only $1 or less. Before you visit, did you know Colombia is one of the countries with the most airports in the world? So let's take a flight to the next place, China. In Shanghai we get 5 vegetable dumplings for $1. Dumplings can be found everywhere in China. They're cheap to make and can be eaten for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You can buy 5 vegetable dumplings from a food stand in Shanghai for about $1. Speaking of Shanghai, the Chinese city is also the home of the world's largest Starbucks store. Good luck finding anything there for under $1. Now let's take a flight from the Shanghai Pudong International Airport directly to Pakistan to get a dozen eggs that we can get for $1. The average income in Pakistan is just over $264 a month, so natives really have to work hard to make their money stretch. Eggs are pretty cheap, selling for about $1 for a dozen. You can also buy about 2.5 pounds of rice for only $1 in Pakistan. Next time you make some eggs for breakfast, try it with a pinch of Himalayan pink salt. It's from Pakistan. Now we are heading towards the beautiful Singapore to have nasi lemak. Next time you're in Singapore, pick up some nasi lemak from a street vendor for $1. It's a tasty concoction of slow-cooked coconut rice with cunning fish, deep-fried anchovies, and peanuts with sambal chili. Put the cash you save toward the lavish hotel room in the sky. Now it's time for my favorite place, the Los Angeles, where you can get 7 minutes of downtown parking. While you can't really get much for $1 in Los Angeles, you can park your car for 7 minutes in the city's downtown area. That is, if you can find a spot. Now we are going to the Egypt that has the Great Pyramid. We can get kosheri plate for $1. Since many parts of Egypt are popular tourist destinations, there are not a lot of places where you can buy anything for just $1. However, outside of the tourist areas, you can buy a regional dish called a kosheri plate for only $1. The meal consists of rice, lentils, spaghetti, and onions covered in tomato sauce. You can use the money you save to stay at one of the world's most luxurious hotels and resorts. If you are a singing freak, don't worry, we have 8 minutes of karaoke in South Korea. There are a lot of karaoke bars scattered through Seoul and South Korea, so finding a place to sing and drink with your friends and family can be really easy and cheap. Karaoke rooms generally go for 6,000 to 30,000 Korean won, about $5.50 to $27 an hour, so you can get 8 minutes of karaoke time for only $1. Now we are going to France to taste a freshly baked baguette. There's nothing more stereotypical and romantic than drinking a glass of red wine and eating a tasty and freshly baked baguette under the Eiffel Tower when in Paris. Luckily, that baguette won't cost you a lot of money. Baguette usually cost about 50 cents to $1 in France. Now let's head towards Spain to eat the traditional Spanish snack. If you find yourself in the Basque region in northern Spain, you can buy a pinxo as only $1. A pinxo is a traditional Spanish snack made with chicken, fish or beef, Spanish vegetables, and pickles served on top of crusty bread. So that's all guys, don't forget to subscribe, because we bring the finest content from all around the world to your screen.